broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akaman. Now, let the buzz begin!
All right, that sound can be one thing. Jason, did we give you that moment?
Thank you. Just let it sink in for a second.
We're gonna let this percolate, let it just sink in. Everybody, welcome once again. With 1 billion downloads in 2015, you've made us a one-stop, one destination for true after-show entertainment. We are AfterBuzz TV for American Idol Season 15, Episodes 2 and 3. I am JC, and let us introduce our wonderful panel of hosts, starting with the lovely lady across the table, of course.
Hello everyone, I'm Stephanie Giorgi. You can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, and on behalf of Violet, follow her on Twitter as well at Violet Kanye.
Oh yeah, let's shout out. No, Violet couldn't make it this week. She's at sensitivity training because of last week. You know, so she's having a moment with her feelings.
She is. She was upset. She was emotional. Yep. She wishes she could be here. She sends all her love.
She'll be back next week.
She'll be back next week. We love you, Violet.
And then guess who's back? The unicorn!
Here I am! I'm Jason Ikeler. You can follow me on Twitter at Jason Ikeler.
Yeah.
And of course, a man
filling in. Yeah, happy to be back. My second time back. Stephen Helmkamp with a V. With a V. Wow.
Stephen with the V.
At Stephen Helmkamp on Twitter and Instagram. Pleasure to be back.
And let's see, a quick shout out on the chat room. We've got, look who we have. Oh, Violet Kanye.
Yeah!
Hi, what's up, girl? Gotcha.
And of course, running the ones and twos. Who do we have back there? We have Zach, right? Is
Yeah,
Zach
I'm hiding back here.
Nice.
Thank you for saying hi to
Turn
us.
off Kelly Clarkson.
Violet says she loves you, Steffi.
Hey, Zach, where can America follow you, man?
I'm at that Zach Wilson.
There you go. Well said. I told you it's going to be like herding kittens, so just be ready. Here we go. So tonight's episode, the city of brotherly love.
Philly.
And just a little feedback for you guys. J-Lo already called her winner. That's coming up in a little bit. But first, let's talk about overall impressions of tonight. What did you guys think? Quickly.
Good show.
It was all right. I wish we had more, but there was a couple of ones.
Really?
Yeah, there was 2 that stand out.
Yes, that's it.
Overall, I thought it was pretty good. I thought there was probably more than a few.
I liked what Harry said about we need to like bookend it with a superstar.
Ditto.
And I don't think we maybe saw one tonight that could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. See, I already can tell how this table is going to break out. Team Nice, Team Spice again.
We're back.
They're back.
Spice,
Yes, they're the critical ones. Steffi and Jason tend to be a little more.
Even though Violet was the spicy ass one last week, because I was being nice and she was just not about it. Yeah.
Well, they want the best out of people.
Yeah,
they want the best. That's the standards of the show that you guys have, and that's
and when Kelly Clarkson is #1, you just have to like set the bar really high.
Was #1.
It is. She's still #1.
Do not start
I know you don't know
When's
this.
the last time she said a single on the radio?
Please be careful. If you want to be safe, just don't talk about it.
And her last album debuted at #1.
Can't deny that.
I can already tell Steven and I are going to get on
it's about to be. If I was wearing earrings, they would be off.
All right. But we do have to talk about. I know we're not going to be on Thursdays for a few more weeks, and we do have a show to cover from last week, and there were a few standouts. And I don't know if the chat roll's watching. We have Joseph Jobo. What's up, man? Jobo. He says it's too early to pick any superstars.
I agree.
Yes.
And will they miss any spice from Violet?
We'll make up for it.
They've got it covered, Joseph. Okay. Last week,
spice from my spicy girl.
they had a girl, Tristan McIntosh.
Oh, she was good.
She was fantastic.
Yes.
J-Lo already called her the winner.
That was pretty big.
Pretty big this early. And I have a feeling, and that's who really, it was a strong episode, but Tristan stole the show. There were a few other, there was Olivia Rocks, like this 15-year-old from, I believe she was from the Valley, from here from LA. Awesome. But Tristan had that X factor, and I think Scott Borchetta is going to love her. She has this Alicia Keys type of vibe to her. And this season, I think, I'm saying it now, a girl's going to win.
I think we have to have a girl win.
I
if
think
another
a girl
white
win
guy
also.
wins,
It's just going to
I
be...
would say I'd quit the show, but the show's over, so it doesn't really matter.
But do you think they look at that when they do pick a final
Well, I mean,
winner.
it's America's vote. They go for their WWG, which we got last year again.
Yeah.
It would have been him or the second runner-up. It would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think I'm excited to see something else too.
I think maybe when they're choosing the top 24, they do think diversity.
Yes.
But they
then
have
from
no
there,
choice
that's
after it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling just from watching these first 3 episodes, especially episode 2, it was even Harry talked about it. It's all girls. All girls. Girls were kicking, sorry for my French, ass. They
Yeah,
were,
that's
I just hope
amazing.
they
Good.
don't. What was the season Candace Glover one?
Yes.
I feel like they
I'm afraid of that
were
too.
skewing it for girls, and I feel like I hope they make it more fair.
Yeah.
But a girl needs to win.
Yes.
yeah, bookends. All right, well, let's get into tonight. So we had, let's see, Clay Aiken come back, which is weird.
He's such a cornball to me.
You guys read how he bashed the show last week?
Thank you, Jason. Yeah,
I didn't see that. No, what did he say?
He hated it. He was like live tweeting how horrible it was.
Really?
If I was the producers, I would have cut him out of there.
Yeah,
Instead of putting it on-
J-Lo was asked at the red carpet for the Golden Globes about it. Nancy O'Dell asked her, about Clay's thoughts and whatnot. And she said she was very diplomatic in her Bronx kind of way. She was just like, well, he crazy, but everyone has their own taste. But she was really playful about it. But yeah, that was kind of weird, I thought myself. So, but
I know.
Also, if you want to
That guy's
disassociate
ridiculous.
yourself from a show and be a politician, why are you coming back on
Get
the show?
out of exactly.
Yeah.
Get your stop.
Yeah, his personality doesn't really rub me well.
No.
It doesn't. Even when he was asking the questions going around, I was like, bro, you're not a mayor. You're here for American Idol.
Yeah.
Like, how's it going? What can I do for you?
And then when the kid didn't get any of those questions right and they're all about him,
I'm like,
I kind of actually like that.
Me too, because
Yeah,
I was like,
hope that kind of
exactly.
put Clay Aiken back in his place.
Yeah.
yeah, well, we'll get to Boombox Boy in a second. But let's start off with, I believe her name was Giana Isabella, 15 years old. And her mom, I guess, was a famous pop star from the early 90s, Brenda K. Starr. Fun fact. Mariah Carey was her backup singer.
Wow.
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 Yes.
Huh.
She was my favorite of the night.
Really?
Yeah.
She was good, but I didn't like her transitions. I feel like she needed to work on some of her breathing exercises, which
I
is
think
kind of.
she did, but I think her voice is perfect for pop radio.
It is. It is.
If you heard
perfect.
Rihanna go in there
Right.
and sing a song, that's how it would sound.
Without
Yeah,
her voice.
Absolutely.
And I think she's commercial, and I think she's pretty enough that you don't
Ooh,
look
she
at
is.
her and you don't think wow yet. So once they give her the Idol makeover,
Exactly.
she's gonna.
Thank
Idol
you.
ma- that was
Where
one
do
of
you
my
fall on
notes. That was one of my
Idol
notes.
makeover?
With the right marketing team, she
Yep.
would be a huge pop star. She's got the mom as kind of the credential. Her voice is amazing, and she's got a really nice softness to her too.
Yeah.
She hasn't had all the fame or the money lifestyle or anything like that, but there's a
Right.
natural, nice, just softness to her, which
Amateurs
is
gotta
very
love 'em.
appealing.
This year's going to be so much fun to talk about it because
You disagree with all of us?
I kind of do. I think she's good, but from what I saw last week, the girls are so strong. There are so many good girls in the field. I think there could even be, you know how they do, is it like 6 guys, 6 girls? I could see there being even more girls than guys.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
I
It's
was
that strong.
making my comparison to last week's show as well, so
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
call. No, for
But
sure.
I'm also thinking what Scott Borchetta will like, and I think he's gonna see her and think she has the type of voice that you could give her any song Max Martin's written, and it could be a
Yeah.
hit.
Well, let's not worry about what Scott wants, and let's worry about what America wants.
Oh.
Wow, bam. All right.
Spice against spice.
I told
What?
you, they get a little fiery.
Stephanie's
So,
still a little bitter from last season.
yes. Hey, what's up, Clark? What's going on? Hey, all right, let's move on to Boombox Boy because instead of the energy, I want to keep
Oh
us
my
harmonious.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, he was white trash, and I hate when people like him come on the show. Also,
Remember, the
adult
last time we said
racist.
that.
I know they made it to the top. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, he didn't make it through though, did he?
No, he didn't.
No,
make
he
it.
did not.
I don't care.
He took his shirt off.
Yeah.
No.
He.
I think it's funny that he said that he was
disappointed.
disappointed in America and that he's disappointed in the show, and it's like, guy, you came and did a boombox, like.
Yeah.
But he was on there just to get on TV. I
He
don't
wasn't
think he was
bad.
serious.
He just wasn't.
He wasn't that bad, but I loved how J-Lo said, I feel like I'm watching him do it in his bedroom because I feel like if I went and auditioned on American Idol, it would be comparable. To
But that's exactly what it
Did you
looked
bring
like.
a beatbox?
yeah, I probably would.
It looked like a talent show bust, like middle school when they audition and it's like, oh, he's cute, but he's not. Like, I bet you he's the cutest at his school, but he ain't shit here.
I
There's
was
like
going to
10
say
people in his
he's
school.
the good singer amongst his friends.
Yes.
Right.
He's the
right,
best
right.
singer with his.
Well, and he had like an
Aren't we all?
entourage with him, and they
Aren't we
all
all?
came
Yeah.
to support him. They all thought he was gonna make it through.
And he said something really telling. When he got the no, he was mad that he said somehow I'm gonna be famous.
Yeah,
You're not here to be famous. You're here to be a
Yeah.
recording
Exactly.
artist.
doing it for the
Exactly.
wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Bro,
Wow.
get on Vine and get on YouTube and start doing those little things.
Just love, just giving you love, but let's move
No
on
love
to
for me.
Oh, Jason, where can they follow you, buddy?
You can follow me at Jason Ikeler on Twitter and Instagram.
Send your hate mail there. Okay, let's move on to Isaac Cole. Isaac Cole, 15 from Pennsylvania, small town. You guys are gonna hate me. He's not ready.
He's not.
I
I thought he was
I
super.
agree with you.
I thought he was super charming. I thought his facial expressions were perfect. That aspect of him was awesome, but I just didn't hear his voice in other songs and really competing with everyone else.
But what do you do? Is that fair? I mean, it's the last season of the show, so do you put him in anyway? And I think there's a problem when you bring him in these shows too soon.
Well, you
because
just say try out for The Voice next season. You won't have a career either way. And his
Well, that's what happens on The Voice.
The song was way too low for his voice, so you can tell he doesn't know his own voice yet. I agree with Harry. He doesn't have a southern accent.
Right.
He completely
That's what, and
manipulated it.
I knew
Just
Harry was going to say that
because you
too.
grow up with a farm doesn't mean you have a southern accent.
Right, and just because you like country music doesn't mean it comes out like
I
that.
think he got great notes from the judges, like Harry and Keith in particular. And I feel like you guys are all, I agree with all you guys, like he's not quite ready, but he negotiated his way through.
He did well
when
done.
he said at the
with
end,
all due respect,
I'm a quick learner, like that really sold them because
Yeah.
I felt like they were all on the verge of being like, you're awesome, come back in a couple of years, keep working, you're on the right path. No, but then he said that and they were like, you know what? Let's see what else he's got.
Yeah.
I want to see more of him. So.
I mean, he is a marketable kid. And
he's charming. That's what I said, and he has his braces, so his teeth will be, those will be straight soon.
Yeah,
and
get those
that'll
off
be good.
before Hollywood Week.
He's
Talk to your
15,
dentist.
and he sounded like he was 25. I mean,
But
he sounded a little bit older.
I think maybe if he sings a more age-appropriate song, that's higher in his range. But to me, it just sounded. It was like laughable.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think laughable, but
It was way too low.
I thought he was pretty good, and at 15, you're going through puberty.
I thought he was
and
pretty
didn't
good
hear
too.
any
I
voice
liked some of
cracks.
his higher notes. His crazy note that he did at the end there. I thought that sounded really great, and that's what made me give him my yes as well.
Yeah.
He knows the secret.
But again, bookends. He's not.
Heard.
He's not a
Agreed.
superstar.
Again,
Agreed.
they still have to cast for the show.
Right.
Yeah, but why don't we cast all potential
feelings.
superstars?
Settle
Okay,
down,
okay.
settle
That's
down.
what I'm saying.
you
They're not all in Philly.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna get into our eggs punny.
Oh, so funny.
Oh God.
Before we do that, though, I have
I'm
to
gonna
take
let
a
you in
moment.
Hollywood.
No, I got to bring it in. We do have to talk about a little sidebar here, and it's for Blue Apron.
Can you get eggs through them?
You can get everything.
Perfect transition.
Thank you.
Oh,
Perfect
see what I did there?
segue. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, but I do got to let everyone in the world know this is awesome. My girl and I love to cook. And first off,
Me too.
I'm not a good cook.
Yeah.
But this is where Blue Apron comes in handy.
His
save
girl is
you.
a good cook.
No, yeah. Okay. You not only do you need to know your way around a kitchen, but cooking at home means either eating healthier and saving money instead of ordering expensive takeout again. But where do you start? Blue Apron has you covered. And for less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers all fresh ingredients you need to create home-cooked meals. Just follow the easy step-by-step instruction. See, you and I
Amazing.
could even cook. Hello.
Cool. Boom.
Yes. Each meal can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. What? Is that right? That's going to be a typo. 40 minutes or less.
Yeah.
No overwhelming trips to the grocery store. No more sad takeout. No matter your dietary preference. I'm paleo, so
Yeah.
for all now you.
I'm a sucker for delivery, so I should get myself on some Blue Apron.
Yeah.
Nice. You can prepare dishes like buffalo chicken sandwiches, endive, and blue cheese salad. And for Mr. Muscles here, we've got seared salmon, salsa verde, orange spinach. Steph, don't touch him. And salad. And of course,
On top of that.
we also got butternut squash and poblano chili.
How'd you know?
Toasted pepitas and
Ooh,
charred
pepitas,
lime.
chilies.
That sounds so good.
O sea, también puedes comprar comida mexicana, latino, lo que sea.
Sí se puede.
Yes, we can. No,
Qué
and,
rico.
this
Blue
is-
Apron.
I'm telling you, this stuff is gonna be really good. You can cook with stuff you've never thought you could ever cook before, like watermelon radishes, farro. I didn't even know what
Watermelon
farro- what is
radishes
farro?
are really good on hydro organic bib lettuce. Do some white balsamic vinaigrette. Killed it.
What is farro?
Well, homemade.
Blue Apron will let us
You
know.
can also find that
Wow.
at Baltimore.
Plus, here's a good one.
Another plug.
Every meal, 500 to 700 calories per I can't even speak English. Per
Proportion, really.
Yeah.
That's key.
I just started my diet. I should really. I'm so serious about using this too.
Yeah.
Well, this is
For
how
less
you,
than $10 a meal, that's a pretty good.
Might
deal.
as well.
Well, here's the hook, guys. You can get your first 2 meals free at blueapron.com/podcast. That's right. blueapron.com/podcast. And you get 2 free meals free. Check it out.
Amazing.
A better way to cook. Blue Apron. Check it out.
Great.
All right, let's move on to eggs are punny.
Yes.
Sarah.
I knew it. So
what do you
Sarah
think?
reminds me of, I'm sure that she works at a restaurant where she sings, and that one of these days, like that song came on, she went all out, and they were like, God damn, girl, like you
can
sing.
sing.
Yeah. Because she really was a pleasant surprise. I loved how she sounded, and she reminded me of Meghan Trainor a little bit, so.
Pop princess.
I could totally like see her like in a girl group, like not in a girl group, her voice in a girl group.
Okay. Yeah,
like as a supporting voice.
Oh, okay, not by itself.
Yeah,
okay,
harmony
sure.
with other voices and stuff. Maybe not her so much, but her voice. But yeah, she was good.
Did
not
you
looking
connect to
star.
her?
I want to see more from her.
Yes.
I wouldn't have said no, but I don't know how far she's gonna go.
Likewise.
But if she dresses a little bit more and gets a little bit of a personality training,
Right.
she could be really good.
Really?
I found her really annoying.
Well,
really annoying.
she,
I'm
like,
gonna call you out.
offend you?
It's
Like-
our last season, so why do you find her annoying?
Because
Because she was trying
Jason's
too hard.
Jason. Who cares?
Because I'm a star spotter, and she might be. I need to hear her sing another song because she did have a good voice.
Are you
You
sure?
want to see
You're,
more from her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
are you sure you're not holding all that anger for the next person? Maybe you just did it a little early.
No, actually.
Mr. Ellis Banks.
Okay,
Quack.
actually, I want to say
Quack.
something about Alex.
Quack. 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 Go Ducks. He's from Indiana, whatever.
Then you lost that on everybody. Anyways, honestly,
Indianapolis, Minnesota. That's where
Alice
all the Mighty
Banks-
Ducks are from.
Minnesota.
You don't remember the movie?
I remember Mighty
I remember
Ducks.
the
Y'all
movie, but
comment
this is-
on it.
this is
Make me feel
not
better.
relevant.
Thank
Didn't see the
you.
correlation, but I remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's the thing with Ellis Banks. I think his voice is comparable to Isaac Cole. If he wasn't wearing what he was wearing and came in acting as ridiculous as he did, his voice was just as okay as Isaac Cole's was.
Right.
I have the exact same note. He
really?
ruined himself by his presentation.
Yeah.
His
His voice
costume,
isn't horrible.
his attitude, his voice was good, but you set yourself up for failure
Yep.
with that ridiculous act.
Wow.
Wanting to be like a Lady Gaga, the male
Yeah.
version of Gaga, and I was
That's
born
why
this
I
way
made
and
a
stuff.
joke.
Like,
He just wanted to be on
And I was
TV, I
like-
if
think.
you would have been serious and like really focused on your voice, then that's what they would have judged you on. And he got judged on everything
I agree.
else.
Look, you have no chat roll even agrees. I believe it's Victoria Canyon. Oh, I mean Violet Canyon. She
Oh, hey,
agrees.
Violet.
What up, girl?
I'm kidding, Violet. Yes.
Violet, I hope you got my joke. She didn't. I know for a fact she didn't.
Yeah, so she agrees as well, and I think that's the overall sentiment. So okay, we stand corrected.
Yeah,
But that
Zach,
just
I
goes
can't
to
believe
show
you put
how
crickets.
important like how you present yourself is on the show.
absolutely.
Okay.
Because Harry was even like, take it off, take it off. It was like not even.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
already
It
It was kinda,
talking
like,
way too much
interrupting
about
him
this
and
guy.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So
Let's
then-
go.
All
I
right,
mean,
then. All right,
geez.
then.
Keep it moving.
Okay, then let's devote a lot of time to someone you both loved. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Take it away, you two.
Loved her.
She's an artist, and
Yes.
that's the first song of this season that I was like, can I get that on iTunes?
Right, and also her personality, the quirkiness was wonderful. I
And it
did
was
like that
real.
it was so real. It was
Because
genuine.
a lot of the complaints about Jax last season were
Yeah.
that her quirkiness was like manipulated and not really her.
Right.
This is really how that
This girl was
acts.
just straight. I mean, she didn't even
100%.
know how to exit. She was like, "Oh, like this way." I mean, she might
Have
have
a
been.
nice day.
She might have been
Maybe
stoned.
she had
Who
a couple
knows?
edibles, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
She
But
probably
good for
had
her.
some. So she was like, "What the?"
And I like her tone. I feel like she's not faking it either, which
Yes.
is, kind of the girls that do the artsy. But
Yes.
I feel like that was her real voice.
And
We're
I like
talking
that
about-
J-Lo said. J-Lo said that I felt like I saw an artist
And to
because
give-
she was really focused on her music, on what she was doing, and the way she played the piano was also really nice.
And just to give context, we're talking about Jen Bossel.
Oh, forget it. Sorry.
Yeah, from Utah to Brooklyn, and she actually reminded me. Was it last season? It was the other quirky girl with the accordion.
Oh, Joey Cook.
Joey
Yes.
Cook.
Oh, a little
And she
bit
reminded
like
me of
that.
her also.
I liked it, but I like her even more than
I think she
Joey.
has a
No,
strong
that's her
too,
voice.
because
Yes.
I think that Joey worked to be the way that she is. She has this image of herself and she wanted to come off that way, and I think that was my issue with her last year, where this girl is just so
Like, that's just who this girl
unbelievably
is.
She was
genuine.
purely
I love
authentic.
It. Yes.
Her voice was incredible. Her voice was a little bit messy, but that was just the authenticity, I think, as
Yeah.
well.
And she wasn't focusing on her. She was answering all her questions like legitimately, and everything just that's
And I
how
love
she
that.
did.
Yeah, and it's different. It's rare. It was raw. She's a good soul, and yeah, I'm glad she made
She
it through.
kind of reminds me of Allison Irahita.
Oh wow, you go way back.
Yeah.
What season is that? 2 or 3?
I think whatever Adam Lambert's season is.
Oh, that's 9, I believe.
So not that far back.
All right.
But
There's so
that
many
same, she's
years.
got that same, like, she could sing a Janis Joplin song maybe even.
Yeah.
Wow. So would it be fair to call her kind of like Elle Kingish?
Yes, very fair.
Okay. All right. And then we move on to the nice love montage and all,
Oh, Harrison.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to Harrison.
Dirty Grandpa, new movie out in theaters.
Yeah.
Correlates, yeah.
The one thing I think they had to give Harrison was that, okay, I mean, if he could write a song like that and...
Yes.
I mean, they had to
did
give
write
him
a good
credit.
song.
They because he started playing it, and I was like, "Whoa, the beat is everything right now." I totally did hear that little bit of Latin in the background, and I was just surprised. I was like, in his words and everything, I was like, "Oh my god, this is a really good song. I really like it."
Yeah,
so
because
good
I
for
feel
him.
like he started out as likable,
Right.
and then it got creepy, and it was like, "Are you gonna touch me somewhere inappropriate?"
Right, because he was
And
like
the
his
death
laser
sex
beams.
stare was
Yeah,
like,
it was
yo,
like
you're
laser
17.
beam eyes. I know.
Fall back.
And then at the end of it, you're like, "Oh, you actually have a good song. You just can't watch him sing it."
Yes.
Exactly. The
So,
performance
yeah,
was too much.
I think I would have said yes just to kind of see. I don't think
What
he's
else he
gonna
could do.
come close to winning.
Yeah, when you
But
get
just
to
to
idol
see what else
material, can you
do.
do idol material? That's one thing, your own song, but we know it's a whole other game when they bring in the
Yeah.
theme weeks and
Right.
whatnot. If you make it that far, I even felt he had a little like a Maroon 5-ish vibe to it.
I felt
Oh,
like
I actually
Ricky
can see
Martin
that.
a little bit.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
There
Like
was
I
something
felt like
Latin about it.
the Latin beat of it, and then I think J-Lo said like it was a really dope chorus, and I agree.
Yeah,
So-
me too.
If it wasn't his
He
song,
could be played on 96.3 here in LA, which
There you
is
go.
like La Mega Se Pega, which is like a Latin network. I bet you.
Do you guys think if it wasn't his song, he would have moved forward?
I don't. That's why I want to see him
that's-
move
Maybe
forward,
not.
just to see what else
That's-
he can do because I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the
and,
barometer.
At the very least, I hope he got some, I hope people peeped him out though with that. Because
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of a big deal for me. What he, like his song and how he performed it was really great.
Yeah.
So.
And we've been doing this for a few seasons, and Steve feels like he's been here since '84 with us as well.
Right.
But
84 was a good year.
it was a great year. But there have been
Wasn't
few
born.
moments like with our next singer. This is kind of. It talks about what's going on in the world nowadays with John Arthur Green, and this one is so hard. Jason, I can already.
This is what I like love and hate about Idol.
Right,
like,
because he
I
made a
hate-
joke about it and then
I
it came
hate-
out true.
I hate when there's a sob story, but I don't think we've ever seen a story like
Yeah.
this. So it was
Yeah.
definitely interesting, and I'm glad they showed it. But that being said, had I just seen his audition, I don't think I would have liked it.
I don't think I would.
And then you feel bad because you're
Okay.
like, oh, he has this crazy story. But I don't, and actually, I didn't think he was that talented of a singer until they said he was on Broadway. And then I was like, oh, maybe I heard something wrong.
Let's separate that. Okay, so why didn't you like him? Why didn't you connect?
I think he I guess knowing he's on Broadway made sense because I felt like he was over singing it. And I felt like he had really bad technique. But if he's on Broadway, he probably has good technique. I would have said no.
I feel like
it's
he
all-
was. Go ahead.
No.
I felt like he was very freestyle. Like his technique was not all there. And when he started out with the Keith song, I was saw Keith's reaction. He didn't look that amused.
Well,
at
because I
first.
don't think Keith likes it when people do that.
That's a
Probably
risk
it's
that
probably
you
an
take.
uncomfortable thing to watch.
It is an
though.
uncomfortable thing. It's like, I hope you don't think that I'm going to choose you because you chose my
I
song.
don't think it's a smart move
Yeah.
to choose one of their songs.
And I don't think it's a smart move, and I get that it's a lot of the times it's the producers who want to do this to bring up. That's a huge thing, but to bring up that entire story, but mostly because it happened when he was 8. It happened such a long time ago,
Yep.
and because that's a big deal, and I feel like it could be kind of controversial that guns in the home and he shot his brother and like whoa. All I could think
huge
about was
issue right
how
now.
did that case go down?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think about singing anymore. I was like, that was a really big,
Sure.
a big deal.
Yeah,
so
I
they
almost
made it
feel
too
like-
serious for me. It was a little bit. It didn't leave a good taste in my
Okay,
mouth.
so was it fair that okay, I can understand, Jason, you said you don't feel like he's the strongest person in the field, but should the judges have been wavering when they've let other people in so far this season that I do not believe are as strong as John Arthur Green?
But I don't want to be ageist, but I think to let a young kid in that you think can like grow is
Okay.
different than how old is he?
27.
27.
Absolutely.
Than to let a 27-year-old whose voice is pretty much developed and the bad habits that you have are going to take more than 4 or 5
Okay.
months to break.
Exactly.
So I think it's smarter to let a young kid in.
But don't you feel this guy's I'm not comparing, but I guess I am, little kind of like Nick Fradiani type of vibe. He's the
he
good
did, which is
looking-
another reason why it turned me off. But
Because it was too similar.
because it was too similar.
But that's
and
who he
and
is.
give it to Keith to say that maybe he did choose a wrong song and maybe he got excited and chose the song because of Keith. However, we'll see with the next song, and I think for sure we'll know then.
I think
Hopefully
we're going
he
to
just
see
picks
something
better.
different and way better in his next
Right,
performance.
because
Because this was this song, it was a little bit freestyle, like his technique. Being that he's a Broadway singer, I think he's got a lot of talent that we didn't see tonight, and I think Keith kind of sees that, and that was his comment. And I think his next performance
also
is going to
because
be a lot
Don't you
better.
think
you're
it would
doing
have helped
Broadway-
him more to go with the story that I'm from Broadway?
Yes.
And I'm trying to make it as a country
Yes.
singer.
Yeah, it's
Also,
a great point. Yeah.
know?
being from Broadway, I just don't see why you would have chosen that song.
Because honestly, this might be a bad thing to say, but if you want to win this show, save that to like top 7 when it's like your song to your family week, and then pull that card, and then you know what I mean. Then you grab America by the heartstrings.
Yeah.
And in your defense, because I know that sounds weird to say that, but it's the strategy of the show.
Yeah.
There's gamemanship, of course.
Absolutely.
And actually, one of our fans, Corvus13, said you can find John Arthur Green on the internet Broadway database. He was in West Side Story before Matilda, so he has some experience.
Yeah, a
quite
lot of
bit.
background.
Yeah, so interesting. As you can tell, he makes us. He keeps the conversation going. So definitely, and that was it. It was a quick show.
It was a quick
We
show.
usually like
Jinx.
are here for like 4 hours.
Yeah,
so quick in and out. And next week, I believe we're going to Denver.
Ooh.
Denver and
I'm so excited for the rest of these auditions. I really want to hear like something, like kind of takes my breath away.
Honestly, I kind of like that they're doing so few because I feel like you get more into them this year.
Sure.
We're not like bombarded.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm still saying that I'm excited for the rest of these other states to see what else they have to offer.
yeah, they're going
Yeah.
to Denver and then they're going back to Little Rock. I'm like wondering why they're going back to Little Rock. Maybe it's just too much time in Denver. Just saying. Anyway, so let's move on to. And Jason caught that one. Do we have any news and gossip or nothing really except
I
for?
don't think so.
What Clay Aiken said.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of already talked about that. So, any predictions? Anything?
I don't know. I think that I'm just excited to see what our girl Jen's gonna do.
Yeah. And Giana.
Let's talk about Who's your favorite tonight?
I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite. I just think for predictions, John Arthur is really going to come through in the next performance and show us
Great.
something different. I think we're all going to have a different opinion on him.
I hope.
And Jason, you're going to interview these guys in about a month or so. So, what do you hope to see?
I hope to see.
Not a person,
Jen
just out of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Steph.
Same thing, Jen, and then we'll see how Gianna does after, she with different songs and whatnot. So
I think,
Actually, do we know? I'm hoping they bring in like different former contestants every week. I think that would be cool.
I think they're going to.
yeah, it's you
should.
can already
Farewell
see
Or like
them.
even like bring Paula back to judge an episode. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Randy.
Let's
I have a
see.
funny story about her. I'll tell you guys after the show.
Oh, that's for the
I met
after
her a couple months ago.
We even have Violet chime in and say no boys have kicked butt yet. I'm telling you, it's
None.
It's a girl
Yeah, I
season.
think we need to have a powerhouse singer, and they need to do everything they can to make her famous.
Sonica is forgettable. Okay.
Well, no, but then someone
Who
also
brought up
said
song? Was that Violet who said that?
Violet brought up.
Violet,
So keep the
shut up!
predictions going, guys. I think I'm going to pull the hook on this. We got a lot of season to talk about. So,
Yeah.
with that said, Jason Ikeler.
Oh my gosh.
Zach, cue the music. Jason Ikeler, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat at Jason Ikeler.
And the lovely Steffi G.
Thank you. You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. Come on, Jason.
At Stephen Helmkamp on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. That's right.
Zach, I told you we're like herding kittens. Where can they find you, buddy?
Dropped an F.
That's Zach Wilson on Twitter and Instagram.
Nice. And where can we find Violet? Hopefully back next
Everywhere
week.
at Violet Kanye.
Home and bad.
Yeah, hi Pretzel.
You can find me at JC Rubio TV on Instagram, Twitter, and Periscope. So for the lovely Violet, shout out Jason, Stephanie, Steven, Zach. I'm JC. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Big ups, Kanye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.